it's time for a name change, time for a change at the top and all the way through the company that we know of, and I'm not even going to say the name, but it's called, it's our local football team. And we are so excited to have Fred Smoot with us today, who played in the NFL for almost 9 years with several football teams, including the Washington's football team. Born in Jackson, Mississippi, he attended Mississippi State. Now he is a profound and accomplished businessman. I'm not going to give all the bio information for Fred because I think folks know who you are, but and I want you to share some of it as well. But God, it's a lot going on with this team right now. What do you think? How would you cast this episode, particularly stuff that's we've learned this week?
I think it's an example of 2020. It's a perfect storm, if you ask me. At the end of the day, if you buy a good plot of land with a bad house on it, sometimes you have to burn the house down and rebuild it, and that's what we're going through right now. And when I say rebuilding, I mean everything. We have new everything, and luckily we have a guy like Ron Rivera as the head coach, a guy that's ready to lead, a guy that had to deal with this similar thing in Carolina with his owner Richardson, who literally got kicked out of the place. So I think right now, if you're a Washington fan, I think you should be more excited. I understand bad news come, but I'm just more of a half cup full type of guy. So at the end of the day, I look at the bright side. We have a young, great quarterback. We have Chase Young. We have a young D lineman. We're going to have a new name. We're about to have a new stadium. It's about to be new everything. I'm excited, man. I'm from Mississippi. I always look at the bright side.
So why now, Fred? Because, folks have been trying for so long to get the team to change its name. The owner said he would never do it. What do you think precipitated it at this point in time?
Well, think about this. If you lived in the DMV your whole life and you end up purchasing a team that you cheered for, would you want to be the person that had to change the name? He only didn't want to change the name, not because he didn't find it disrespectful. So he just didn't want to have to be that guy. And the one thing you do with billionaires, money talks with them. If you ever want to make them mad, money talks. And when FedEx and Nike and Pepsi, and when they say, it's time, it's time. And I think he's not running from it right now. I think he's running towards it. And I think he's trying to find the right name. Everybody says, well, he's only doing it because of money. I'm from Mississippi. I don't care your purpose of doing it, as long as you're doing the right thing.
So, I mean, now, during your tenure with the team, I understand you had your ups and downs. And, my dad was great friends with boy, I just got brain freeze. But, for the quarterback that took us to the Super Bowl, Doug Williams. Yeah. And right, all those folks, And so, we celebrate the victories. But, what you want to share some of the stories that you've experienced while you were involved with the team?
Well, at the end of the day, everybody knows the one thing about being in the public eye, they go through the ups and downs with you. Everybody know I had my shenanigans with the boat cruise and all the other stuff, but I learned from those things. You don't learn from good times, you learn from bad times. If you ever want to know what makes you a human being or makes you a better person, it's learning from your mistakes. You don't learn from your good decisions. Your good decisions are only what they are, and they represent themselves in that way. But at the end of the day, I think what we're dealing with right now, when women have to go through that, that's systematic. That's just not happening over there at the park. That ain't happening just at Skins Park. It's happening everywhere, in every workplace, and it needs to be handled. And at the end of the day, it's been brought to the forefront. The guys that were committed those crimes have been fired, have been released. They're going to go through their growing pains. These guys are married. I think people forget all the stuff that comes with things like this. Like, it shatters lives. And I hate it for the young ladies that had to go through it. I hate it for everybody that's involved.
So have you weighed in on a new name? There are several out there, the Red Tails, the Wolves, the several others. Have you weighed in?
Yes, I am the leader of the Red Wolf movement. So at the end of the day, I'm all about the Red Wolves. I think it's the perfect name. I think it still gives us ties to the Native American. The wolf is the spirit animal. I think it also gives us ties to the military because the Red Wolf Squadron. I think it lets us keep the HTTR held to the Red Wolves. I think it lets us keep the burgundy and gold. I think it's I think it's the ultimate fan experience. Like I said, at the end of the day, I can just imagine all 80,000 howling like wolves at the play being made. I think it's an experience that you can't buy. I think it's a great I think it's a great thing right now. And I think we should be excited. A lot of people mad that the name hasn't changed. Not me, because
Yeah.
it's disrespectful. I represented that name. I had that logo on my helmet. I understand. I've talked to enough Native Americans to understand how they feel about it. So me myself, I'm a red wolf, and I think that should be the new name.
I mean, I heard someone on another news report say the same thing. They look forward to hearing, the crowd howling like wolves, and I can't imagine what's a wolf howl sound like.
You didn't heard it. Ooh, you didn't heard a wolf howl before. You know what a wolf howl sounds like.
I'm a DC girl. I haven't seen any wolves. I have to look at it on TV.
I'm just saying, could you imagine I can imagine taking my kids, my little girls, my little boys there, and I'm howling and they howling. That's the experience you want. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, it does bring
Going to a
excitement.
sports game is experience.
Okay, I mean, I appreciate your interpretation. We got that on tape, so we're gonna get that going. If the name comes up, we're gonna do the Fred Smoot howl. But since you've left the team, you in engaged in some business ventures. Tell us what you've been doing.
I have an app coming out soon. It's named Wink and Drink. I also, of course, I'm loving working at Team 980 right now. I enjoy working under the Radio One, the TV One moniker. I enjoy that. I'm all over the place when it comes to business. I do a little bit of everything, and what I'm trying to do now in my life is I want to get uncomfortable. I want to do
Mm.
things that make me feel uncomfortable and try stuff outside the box. So, of course, I've been doing the tech out here because Ashburn is quickly becoming the East Coast Silicon Valley. So I've been talking to a lot of techies. I've been doing a lot with some financial advisors. I've been just trying everything, man. Just the blessing I got. I got time for some trial and error.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to connect you with Hillary, who was on just a few minutes ago, working with those 300 young people, in tech jobs this summer. But so I mean, what is it? I mean, our kids when school starts, and we're going to talk about back to school in a few minutes. But a lot of the kids are not going to be able to play sports this year. And those football, particularly the seniors, who are looking to get college scholarships and what have you, what would you advise them to do now, if they can't play, to keep themselves prepared and eligible for recruitment?
First of all, keep working. At the end of the day, I don't care what job you're going out there. Keep working. Keep putting the film out. Keep putting your highlights out. Make the coaches come find you. At the end of the day, you are your best representative. Like a lot of people say, I talked my way into the league. Yeah, I brought attention to myself, and once they came and watched me play, they realized I could play. Bring attention to yourself, work hard, and understand. It's going to be some ups and downs. I don't judge people by their ups. I judge them by their downs. How do you move under chaos when chaos is happening around you? Of course, 2020, nothing's the same. We all have to adjust. You have to adjust too. Bring attention to yourself and work hard.
And then my last question to you is, I mean, how has this COVID pandemic impacted your life? I mean, I know you're spending a lot of time probably with your family, but how has it affected you?
Actually, like I told you, I'm just a handful guy. Like I've got a chance to spend more time with my kids than I ever did. I have a respect for teachers that I've never had before because I have been the lunch man, I have been the gym teacher, the English teacher, the math teacher, the gym teacher. I've done it all, and I've taken the time to kind of reboot, come up with some new ideas, do some things. And what we need to be blessed about is, if you talk, I would love talking to my grandmama when she was alive. And I know she never had 3 months to sit and do nothing, get paid to do nothing, stuck in the house to do nothing. They never had a break. So if they lived 80 years, it was 80 years of work. And now we got people nagging about the fact that they're all 3 months getting paid and they got to sit in the house. Come on, we got a lot more stuff we can nag about.
Fred, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the message, but huh? I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting signals from my team over here. She wanted to ask. I was told to ask you a little bit about the front office of. I think we talked about that, but going back to the football team, just what you see in that transition of the front office of the Reds.
I couldn't
I
hear you.
hate
The
to
front
say that.
office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything should be new now. Everything should be new. If you want to leave the past in the past, you have to leave the past in the past. You can't
Right.
say you're gonna move forward in life with a husband that you should have divorced 2 years ago. At the end of the day, I think what they're doing is they're cleaning the house. They're gonna have a fresh start, and I think that's needed over there. At the end of the day, it's needed over there, and I think they're moving in the right direction. The great thing about it is Ron Rivera ain't married to nobody in that building. So when he comes in, it's a clean slate, and he doesn't care about firing anybody, as you see.
Right, right, right. I mean, and I think everybody's sort of sitting on the edge of their seats to see what's going to happen. If there was ever a good time for this to happen, is right now, while everybody's sitting at home, like you said, getting ready for this transition. So I really appreciate you being with us and sharing your perspective, sharing your Fred Smoot howl, and sharing Fred Smoot the teacher.
Hey, you know what? I like to converse and I like to talk, and that's what we need to do a lot more of now. If we ever gonna get on the same level with everybody in this world, we need to sit down. We need to have uncomfortable conversations. Period.
Exactly, exactly. Fred, thanks a lot. Look forward to having you back again
Thank you.
sometime soon.
Thank you
All
for having me.
righty. Okie doke. Have a good one.